All right, I call this regular meeting to order for March the 3rd, 2026. Be it resolved that the agenda for March 3rd, 2026, regular meeting of council be adopted. Moved by Councillor Duane Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. The Deputy Mayor will be attending by video in a short time. He just had some other items that he had to deal with before. And we have CFO Gnida attending by Zoom or Teams. Be it resolved that the minutes for the February 18th, 2026 regular meeting of council be approved. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion, errors, or omissions? Being none. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Okay, and 4.1. Be it resolved that this regular meeting be adjourned and the appeal hearing 1, 2026 be opened. Moved by Councillor Duane Whyte, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. All right, so the hearing is now open. Do we have anybody attending the hearing?
Your Worship, I just checked the lobby, nobody's here. Notice was served, there was discussions, there was a commitment to have the individual here. If Your Worship wants to hold off and you call this later on in the meeting, or if you want to go ahead with it now.
Was the person told that they would have to attend at 7 o'clock?
They were invited to attend at 7 o'clock.
Well, I have my thoughts about that, but what does council feel? You want to give it till the rest of the council meeting if the person shows up, or because he's not here at 7 o'clock when the time of the hearing is, we proceed, we close the hearing and move on?
I'm saying 7:30. He's not here then.
7:30?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so then I'm gonna have to close by resolution and then come back and open it again, correct?
That would work, yes.
Okay, so we're just gonna temporarily close the hearing. Be it resolved that this appeal hearing be closed and the regular meeting be reopened. Moved by Councillor Bobick, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Okay, so then at 7:30 we'll come back to that. So then we will skip on to 6 and communications. 6.1, be it resolved that the email dated February the 19th, 2026 from Nick Krotz, Deputy Executive Director, Association of Manitoba Municipalities, regarding the future of RCMP contract policing be received. Moved by Councillor Duane Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? Councillor Duane Whyte.
I didn't have a hand up.
Your Worship, I appreciate that they want to include the municipal councils in discussions relative to RCMP costs. I think that's kind of them. I hope they listen.
And we do have the Deputy Mayor on a committee there that will have first hand for our sake and for the rest of the rural areas as well. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 6.2. Be it resolved, the email dated February the 20th, 2026 from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities regarding the 2026 annual conference and trade show to be received. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 6.3. Be it resolved that the email dated February the 23rd, 2026 from Corporal Gnida Penzinski regarding the Swan River GIS be received. Moved by Councillor Ainslie Whyte, seconded by Councillor Duane Whyte. Any discussion? Councillor Powell.
Just that this is great that this is moving forward and we're going ahead with this and it's getting moving, so.
Okay, Councillor Duane Whyte.
Agree with Councillor Powell's comments. It's been really 2 years in coming, and it wouldn't happen without the support of all the municipalities that surround us and G4. And thank you to them for supporting us. And sounds like April 1st, hopefully this GIS will be in place. So I'm looking forward to meeting the new members that are involved in that. And as our crime rate is declining steadily in the last little while, I'm going to assume it will decline even more.
Any further discussion? Councillor Bobick.
Is there going to be a formal information for the public on this?
I'm not aware of if there'd be anything. What do you mean by that?
Well, will the public be made known? Will this go on our webpage that GIS is coming at this time?
Typically not. It's a police service.
We already-
We could take that away, but
We're a little late, so they went ahead and we'll have to reschedule in a minute, but if you want to sit there.
Councillor Bobick,
Perfect.
continue on.
I just was wondering if the public will be informed of the dates when this is going to take place.
It would be posted here, but I guess we could note that. I'm not too sure about that, but CEO could maybe look into that, I guess, but I don't know.
Well, it would be something the police would be announcing, but it is public because it's on our agenda right now, but it wouldn't be, respectfully, I don't believe it would be our story to tell, it would be the police story, but
Okay.
it's generally what happens.
But it's
And-
general public record, or knowledge.
And we've been talking about this for 2 years, Councillor.
With all due
White.
respect, that I do respect the CEO a lot, it's the Valley community that made this happen. And I think it's incumbent upon us as a community of councillors to make a formal announcement, as should the RCMP.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. Okay, we're gonna go back, where were we here? We were at 6.4. Okay, we're gonna go back to 4, and we're going to 4.1. I guess we'll do this again. Be it resolved, the regular meeting be adjourned and the appeal hearing 1/2026 be opened. The mover of the original was Councillor Duane Whyte, and it was seconded by Councillor McKenzie. I'll ask the question again. All in favor? It's carried. So we are in the appeal hearing for in regards to rental bylaw 1/2016, 221 Fifth Avenue South, being the property to be in compliance with the building code. Council has had this information to them to read, and so I think everybody should be up to speed on what we're talking about here. So we have before us, if you can state your name, your
My name is Fayaz Gouda. Fayaz Gouda.
Okay, and if you can present to council your information that you want to appeal or use to appeal this order.
All right, okay. Just this is a small house. It's only 1 bedroom. So regarding removing the metal security bars, I checked about that. I found that it is only for the bedroom. You can put, it is not prohibited to put the here, but it is considered as a safety precautions for to prevent the invasion of the house. And that's what is happening, because the house is located in an area, it is vulnerable area. So they are breaking the windows, jumping, even just to get there from cold outside, or to steal the food, or to steal anything in the house. That's why we put these bars to prevent them from breaking the windows. So I will protect the window. The window will cost me too much. For 2 windows broken in this house, it cost me about 2,200, but for 2 windows only, to prepare the glass and something like that. So that's why we are not objecting about putting in the bedroom, there's only 1 bedroom, removable metal bars. So we can it can easily to be opened for anyone if he would like to escape from if there is happened fires. Even though it is better for my tenant, she can't pass through this window, and because it's big woman, she can't jump from the window. It's better for her to escape from the door rather than to escape from the window. I already made the repair, and I bought security guards easily be removed, and I have a picture for it, for the council, to look at it, to see how it is. I will show you the picture. When it is open, it's easy, and when it is closing, it's easy to be opened even from outside, if you know the part that can be opened. But if you don't know, that will be, maybe if you look inside, you will find that there is something can't be opened. I will show you the pictures.
So the discussion is to do with the building code, CO Tewnion, that anybody that has people living in a basement or in a space like a basement, I guess, that has to have an egress in the event of a fire. Maybe, I don't know if you want to kind of step in just to discuss part of that and what the bylaw is and what is required by the building code of Canada as well?
Certainly, Your Worship. So our building inspector follows our bylaw, which follows the National Building Code. National Building Code says that you shall have at least 1 outside window or exterior door openable from the inside without the use of a key, tools, special knowledge, and without the removal of sashes or hardware. So you're not allowed to have any hardware to prevent egress from the window. So I understand you did an open source search and feel that having a quick release is allowed, but that is not consistent with our building inspector's interpretation of the code, which says you can't have any hardware on the window. So that's the issue, Your Worship, is that the National Building Code prevents that from happening, and that's what our building inspector.
All right, but we already made the changes. We made adjustment for this window in the 2 windows in the bedroom, so it's easily can be removed. I can show you the picture for the windows when it is open, when it is closed, and it is easy to open. We did that adjustment. For the other part, that's for smoke detector, it was present, but unfortunately the tenant who caused the fire, the tenant mainly caused the fire by themselves, by putting garbage, and they are smoking marijuana or by the pipe. That's why they caused the fire. So they are the reason for the fire. For this tenant, it is easy for her to have without any guards, metal guards, because she lost the key. Rather than to ask me to give her another spare of key, to open the house, she broke one of the windows, expecting that she can remove the metal bar. That's why made a damage more without even able to go in. And then she broke, after that, after failure, she broke the doors and removed it completely. So that's caused more damage to that floor. So that's why she is objecting about that sort of stuff. So the objection came mainly from the tenant, because it's easy for her to jump through the window rather than to ask for a key. That's what we did, the changes here.
So what are you proposing to show us here?
I will show you the how it is easily be
But do
opened.
you still have a bar on the window?
Sorry?
Do you still have a bar on the window?
It's still bar, but it's easily to be
But
opened.
the bylaw says you cannot have a bar
At all,
at all.
even if it is easily, we can be opened.
That's correct.
All right, okay. So, all right, in this case, we will
Yeah,
have to
just
remove.
wait. Yeah, I'll give you a chance. Okay, just one moment, go ahead.
I have a lot of empathy for the discussion because I suspect, I've often proven wrong, that everybody who has a basement window has some apparatus on that window that you can open it from within the basement so you can open out or in. I would suspect all of us have in our basement window some device that people can't just walk through them. So I'm not sure about the bar issue, but I'm not concerned about somebody having an apparatus. Turn the knob, you can open the window.
Councillor Whyte, you're out of order. This is our bylaw that we have. And unless we make some changes to the bylaw, that's what the bylaw states, that you cannot have a bar on it. Councillor CEO Tewnion, can you please read what the bylaw states again?
The bylaw states that all applicable laws apply, and the applicable law that applies says that you can't have any sashes or hardware attached to a window frame.
That's not a bar. That's exactly what I said, hardware. I
That's
wasn't
fine,
on
go
order
ahead.
at all.
I just wanted to note, like I think we were saying that the bylaw officer interpreted this one way, and in likening it to the fire code, any door for egress, you can't have one of those locks where you have to go clink, clink, clink. That can't be locked by law when there's people inside, because in a fire, I'm gonna be pushing, and I can't be required to turn that lock. Whereas the crash bar is. So the door is locked from the outside, but fire, when I run into it, I just push that crash bar and I'm out. And that's what makes it legal from a fire code perspective. And so when I read this with that lens, shall have at least, and this is bedrooms, right? This is specific to bedroom, shall have at least one outside window or exterior door openable from the inside. So the person, when there's a fire outside the bedroom door, and I can't go out the bedroom door, I have to go out the window. So I have to be able to open it from the inside without the use of a key. I can't use a tool. So if there's a fire and I gotta run, you can't expect me to get a screwdriver. You can't expect me to get a key. I can't need special knowledge. So I don't have to figure out how to open the window because it's an emergency. So I have to rush and be able to just get out. And without the removal of sashes or hardware. So when I interpret that, if there was some mechanism from my perspective where in an emergency, I don't have to use a key or a tool, I don't have to know anything special, I just push on whatever it is and the window opens, I feel like that would meet the bylaw and the intention of in an emergency situation when we can't be required to depend on our brains, that window will open. So if this thing that you have on the window requires your tenant to do something that takes thought, then it won't meet the bylaw's requirements.
No, it is easier. It is easier than that at all. It is something to wall this one and that's it. It will go, it will be opened. And I will show you that the pictures. If you
Yeah,
look at the
okay.
pictures, that will be figuring out what I'm talking about. That's for that reason. It is easy, it will take seconds to open. Seconds. It's no tools, no keys, nothing at all. No tools, no keys. If I to open it, it is easy to open it here. This is a picture. I should know what to show you. Okay. This is what is open right here. This is the picture when it is closed.
If I can help what Councillor Whyte's trying to explain, is the person in an emergency has to do something more than just push the window open. So it doesn't matter how easy it is, they have to think that they have to remove something to get out of the window, right?
No, there's something inside here, but it is easy, not tools.
It's
You
easy
will
for
not
you
use-
right now, but in a fire, in a panic situation, somebody has to get out of the window. They have to do something before they can just get out of the window.
Oh.
That's the point of the law, is that you're not supposed to have anything on there. So somebody in a panic, smoky situation can't see. They just have to be able to get out of the window.
Okay, there's a conference.
Do you understand?
All right, okay, but this one doesn't need anything else. This is something easy.
I can show council if you
Yeah,
want.
that's for
I'm-
sure,
I'm-
okay. Yes, that's there's the two pictures. One, it is when it is closed, and there is something inside here to open, and that's what
So
that's.
it's open, that's when it's closed. That's when it's closed. That's when it's open.
What's the mechanism to keeping it closed?
Dr. Gnida, how do they open it?
It is something like metal to remove it by your hand like that. It is inside here. We have to put to remove this one, the lock, and that will be okay.
Like
that
a-
will be opened.
You're saying like a pin or something?
Yes, like a pin. Yeah, like a pin.
Would you agree with me if somebody was in that house and they had to get out, they would have to know how to open that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the point.
Yes, I can show you. I can show you.
The law says you have to do something that you don't need special knowledge to open it up.
No, it doesn't need special knowledge, and we will inform the tenant how to open it in just in emergency. All right.
So then my question is that in compliance with our bylaw? Because council can't go against their bylaws.
No, that according to our liquor inspector, our building inspector, it is a violation of the National Building Code to have something in the window that requires it to be open before you can get out.
Do you understand that?
If it is by law asking us not to put any security guards, that's fine. That's fine. I will not object about the law. Okay, I will not object.
Councillor Ainslie Whyte?
Is there anything, disallowing it to be left unlocked, but look like it's there? Like, if the pin was nowhere in sight and it's not,
If it's not locked,
locked, but from the outside it would look
it
like,
appears to be locked.
but maybe that's, I'm just trying to
Oh yeah, it will
brainstorm.
be. Yes.
I'm just trying to brainstorm,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
maybe
I
still
know.
because we're not
It
having
can be,
windows
yes.
I know what
closed
you're
because
saying.
they think
Yeah,
there's bars. But how to enforce that, I don't know.
go ahead.
I just, looking at all this, we hire a building inspector because of his knowledge. I think we should really listen to that. If we're gonna go against the National Building Code, and heaven forsake something ever happened, this council would be responsible for going against the National Building Code. So I'd be very cautious of this. We'll have to we're not builders. We have a building inspector. He's made his statement, so I think we should go with that.
Okay. Any last words?
I'm just asking about, so that's for the bedroom. Is that including the other metal bars in the other parts of the house? For example, for the kitchen, there is something on the deck. You can just, if you break the windows, you will just, like a fence like this height, you can jump to the other side, and you can invade the house. So about the other, so if a bedroom, that's okay. I agree. I will remove it. So if something happened, they are breaking the glass or something like that, we will carry on about that here. That's fine. But it will cost us money, and also it will be bugged by the town also as well, to make it, to repair a window, for example, it's broken, it takes about 6 months with Swan Valley glass. 6 months to get it. And plus the money that I'm spending. That's too much.
CEO Tewnion.
I was just going to clarify, Dr. Gnida, this particular restriction is to a bedroom, right?
No, it's only one bedroom.
Correct, but in other parts of the houses, there's more ways of getting out. You can go to a door,
The
you
other-
can go through a living room window. In a bedroom, there's only one way to get out if you can't get through the door. That's why there's a restriction on bars. If you
No.
want to put bars on other windows,
That's okay?
That's not a restriction, it's a bedroom in particular.
Oh, that's fine.
Any place where you can only have one exit, you have to have a clear exit. If it's in the living room, you can run out the kitchen or the garage. If you have bars in the window, that's okay. It's bedrooms that are particularly,
The distance between the bedroom and the first door, it's exactly about 1 meter. 1 meter. The distance between this bedroom and the second door, about 3 meters. 3 meters, you can go to the other door. There are 2 doors in the house, even though it is a small house.
Okay. Well, I think that we've gone through that thoroughly tonight, so I'm gonna end the appeal board hearing. Be it resolved that this appeal hearing be closed and the regular meeting be reopened. It was moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Now council will vote on the hearing, or on the appeal, sorry. Be it resolved that council confirm the order of the designated officer in regard to the appeal hearing 1/2026. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. So that means that you have to fulfill the order that was given to you.
All right. For only this bedroom, 1 bedroom. All right, for sure.
you just have to abide by the order that was given to you. The order only talked about smoke detectors and the bedroom window.
The smoke detector, we bought another one.
Perfect.
We bought another one, even though it was before the fire. But because of the noise, she removed it and threw it somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Okay. All right.
That's why I bought another one.
All right. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay, so we're gonna move down to 6.4. Be it resolved, the letter and invoice from Manitoba Municipal and Northern Relations regarding the 2026 property assessment service levy be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion? Councillor Bobick.
So is this more or less
cover the cost of the assessment ranch?
I don't, it's done every year. We pay this every year.
I'm not taking a guess at that.
I would imagine it's some of the services that are provided, so.
That's correct. That's our fee that we pay Manitoba Assessment Services is $437 more than we paid last year, so
Okay.
2% increase.
Go ahead.
That was great. That's what I was gonna ask.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 6.5. Be it resolved that the Manitoba Municipal and Northern Relations Bulletin 2026-08 regarding homeowners affordability tax credit 2026 be received. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion? It's very much similar to what it was last year, correct?
$100 more.
Yeah, well, I know that, but the process is gonna
Yes.
be the same.
Correct.
All in favor? It's carried. 7.1. Be it resolved that the Chief Administrative Officer's report be received. Moved by Councillor Ainslie Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? Questions?
With the chief administrative officer.
Yeah.
Just a couple of quick ones. I noticed that 2 grants had really short timeframes. March the 7th, something in there, Mr. Tewnion. I didn't see any indication that they had been applied for, just the message that they were available.
Correct, March 4th and March 6th, and I believe that you might be getting an update from Director Gordon-Broome on that.
Okay, so they have been applied for everything.
Yeah, they're in progress. They will be both applied for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Oh, sorry, did you?
I was just gonna ask about the fire chief, the bylaw, the fire protection bylaw. When do we get to look at that? After it's been,
Okay, what was your question?
so they're working on a draft bylaw to present changes to the fire board and the fire chief. They're working on completing it in the, so I was just wondering when we get to look at that.
Council will see that at committee of the whole.
Okay.
That was the plan?
Generally, what happens is a bylaw will be presented for first reading, but if you wanted the committee of the whole to discuss before, so just Councillor Whyte, so you know, it's in regards to replacing the existing bylaw. The fire chief had given, I believe it's about 32 pages, pretty extensive, and we're working hard at finalizing that. But if council wishes to see that at a committee of the whole, then
Actually, that's a good point that you brought that up. I often forget about that too. Bylaws, when we have a first reading, that's basically bringing it to the table for opening up of the discussion and to be able to allow any amendments to happen to the bylaw.
No, I was just more wondering.
And changes can be done.
Yeah, I just wondered when that was gonna happen.
Okay.
Like when,
When will we see that then?
I wish I could tell you soon, but
okay.
So
the
we're
risk of
just process.
consulting anybody, it's just gonna take a lot of work to get it to where we're ready to present it as a bylaw.
Any further discussion? Councillor Bobick.
So the town's wanted a grant period, it's saying a one-time grant to establish for the community financial plan. So is there a number to that in the financial plan?
That is what council will decide, how much, there's 2 numbers. There's the operation grants, which council decides, annual grants to certain agencies. And there's a one-time grant. Last year, the CAO was afforded $8,000 to divvy up amongst one-time grants. So it'll be up to council to decide how much you want to be available.
Okay, just my thoughts on that, I don't know what gives council the right to give somebody else's money away for, these are all good causes, and I think that if the community wanted to give to them, they give to them. I don't know where it really gives us the power to give away somebody else's money, so.
Okay, we'll have that conversation, I'm sure.
Yep.
Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the discussion with the fire and prevention bylaw. This is not a fire board bylaw, this is the town's bylaw. And the municipality of Swan Valley West has to review a similar bylaw. Each municipality each had its own bylaw before, but since the creation of the fire board, we want to streamline to have a very similar bylaw between the two municipalities that the fire board or the Swan Valley Fire Department covers. So council has passed the first reading on that bylaw, which was just the old bylaw, and to bring it forward for the corrections and suggestions. So basically, it's like a lot of edits that administration's working with the fire chief and administration to see what works, because it has to take on the lens of not just the town, but the whole coverage area. So as all bylaws, as his worship was saying, it would come back to a COW meeting for council's review and debate and that, but it still has to go through second and third readings for the town, and then municipality Swan Valley West would be doing similar with the bylaw on their side. And in each municipality would have just like some individual nuances that are particular for each municipality inside the bylaw.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 7.2, be it resolved that the Director of Public Works report be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Ainslie Whyte. Discussion? Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
Yeah, just a quick question on the residential lead monitoring. Since they've asked us to do a second year, what was the results of the first year's monitoring?
I see that we have Mr. Harvey on with there right now, so he can respond.
Yeah, we did 20 households, and 19 of them were below the limit on the first test, and one of them was below the limit on the retest.
So that's saying 19 failed? If one
No,
was below?
we're
or
below the
other?
limit. Below the limit is good.
Okay.
So 19 were below the limit, and then one was slightly over, and it was retested, and it was below on the retest.
Okay, I got you now.
All right, any other discussion? Councillor Duane Whyte.
Is there a timeline relative to the alarms being placed at the wells?
Spring, summer is when they'll be installed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 7.3, be it resolved, the Director of Recreation's report be received. Moved by Councillor Ainslie Whyte, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Discussion? Councillor McKenzie.
Your worship to Director Gordon-Broome, sorry, lost my voice. Has there been any response to the request for proposals for the hot tub?
Yes, we had the tour yesterday. We did have a local company representing another pool company that wasn't able to make it in person attend, as well as a pool company from Regina. And when we were at conference last week, we spoke to the pool company that we often deal with from Winnipeg, and they're also interested, but they just didn't come to site. So it sounds like we're probably gonna get at least 3
That's good.
proposals that we know of at this time,
Okay.
so this is good.
Thank you.
Councillor Ainslie Whyte.
So, have you had a lot of pushback, all the rescheduling that's had to be done? Have you had a lot of, are people understanding, or how is that feeling, I guess.
No, for the most part, they're definitely understanding. Obviously, it's unfortunate for any of the private rentals that have had to make other plans or to move them, more so like birthday parties and such, but all of the ones with the swimming lessons, and they understand, and it's not really, there's nothing we can do about it, right? So,
Sometimes people
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, to Councillor, to Director Gordon-Broome, on the request for proposal for arena design, has that gone out yet, or is it?
For the arena?
Yes.
No, we had just approved that there, and then Clayton was away, so
Okay,
he's
thank
gonna
you.
look, he's looking at it now, he just got back yesterday, so.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried.
Your worship.
That's right.
For me,
Yeah.
Director Gordon-Broome has another engagement. Any other questions for her before she leaves? Any problem with her leaving?
No, it looked like everything was clear there, so you're free to go.
Perfect.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Where am I here? 7.741. Be it resolved that the report dated February the 19th, 2026, from the Chief Administrative Officer regarding amendments to the proposed bylaw 2025 be received. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 7.5, council reports. We'll start with Councillor Ainslie Whyte.
I was one of 6 that attended the harm reduction,
Housing.
that would help me, Rhonda. Yes, meeting. And I just thought that it was worth noting that there was some interesting information that I heard. To put it like, I was very I was very opposed, and I'm not pro, but I'm not so opposed, if that is coming across right.
To what? Harm reduction, you mean?
Yes, and to what the initiatives are and what the actual outcome is that's being looked for. I guess there was some pieces that as we were asking her, she was explaining it in a way that I really, I have a different understanding, and I would be interested in, I don't know, maybe I can add to a cow or something to chat on that, would be what I would request. And just to bring some of that information that I was given to you all. I would like the opportunity to do that.
Sounds good.
If you could maybe add a discussion for the on harm reduction next week.
And that's it for me.
Okay. Councillor Duane Whyte.
Pretty busy. I went to the Swan Valley interagency meeting at the Elwood Charter and Friendship Center. And I guess there's a bottom line goal with the interagencies want to make the valley better. We have goals of improving our wonderful place that we have already. It's far from perfect, but it's wonderful. And 10 or 15 different groups present, they all agree we have to do that and try to design plans to do that. Then I had a protective service meeting on the 20th with Councillor Moriaux, Councillor Ainslie, Whyte, and myself, trying to make sure we're all on the same page. And it was enlightening for me. I want to thank Councillor Deputy Mayor Moriaux. He certainly has a lot of knowledge, and we're looking at the process we have to do as Protective Service Committee, what we can and cannot do, realizing that the CAO and his team are also part of protective services. So I want to thank you, David, for that for sure. Then I had the Swan Valley Housing Task Force meeting on the 24th. It was a seminar. There were very diverse groups. The CMHA was there, PMH, etc. There's similar groups to me at the interagency group. This goal, this meeting was simply to try to find solutions. I've got a couple pages of them, but because we have a time constraint, which I accept and believe in, barriers to housing, strengthening, supporting landlords, landlords help, whatever. So that was an interesting. I want to thank Derek Pewish. Derek attended that meeting, and he gave us a different perspective relative to the enforcement side, particularly with the town of Swan River. So thank Mr. Pewish, Mr. Tewnion, when you get a chance, please, for that one. He quite knowledgeable, did a good job, gave us some good numbers that we weren't aware of. Then on the 24th, we had a cow, and we went over the financial plan, where we're going, and I'm always an optimist, and it looks pretty optimistic at the moment that it won't be crazy numbers when the community gets hold of that. Then on the 25th, I went to the Swan Valley School Division open house, trying to explain to the community, the taxpayers, what the school division is doing, how they're doing it, when they're doing it, and what a great partner for us. And I think it's really neat that they come to our G4 meetings now, because the school is a huge economic driver, especially from the trades perspective. And some of the ladies at the meeting said we should, the town, I'm not sure how we do that, should be promoting French immersion, because some people come here, won't come here unless they have French immersion. But I found that interesting, hadn't thought of that. It's important to the town we said that. I want to thank Rob Tomlinson, the CAO, Gary Wojcik, the trustee in charge, the chairman of the trustee board for including the town in that. And then on the 26th, we had our medical services meeting, and the primary goal of that medical service meeting was the return of services. How do we do that? It's become apparent that we don't know, uncomfortable with paying people who are already here. We have, it appears, debate on the amount of money we'll pay people to come here, and especially if they're local people. If they're local people, the numbers would change. So we've been working on that for the last couple of meetings. We've agreed to have a barbecue in the spring for the Prairie Mountain Health staff in the valley, hosted by the medical service team. And Reeve Bierman was saying he's going to talk to Councillor McKenzie about the possibility of the Lions Club coordinating a hot dog barbecue for the people in the hospital and the surrounding area that work in that system. So we would pay that bill. 2 new doctors are on the way, hopefully here within the next week or 5. I give PMH compliments for that. They did that, of course, we're involved. Invariably they come and we take them out for lunch, take them on a tour, show them around the town. So we're pretty excited about having 2 more doctors. So that's it for PMH meetings, for council meetings. Thank you.
Councillor Powell.
Well, I just have to say thank you. You've been very busy, Whyte. I will also thank you for attending the interagency meeting as well on my behalf. Thank you very much for that. We've had, so in the last little while, of course, we mentioned the Cal meeting we attended, which was really knowledgeable. We've also had Northwest Regional Library meeting. We will be presenting a date soon for the AGM and we'll be letting everybody know here. And I think that's pretty much all for me.
Okay, thank you. Councillor McKenzie.
I have nothing, Your Worship.
Okay.
Other than I noticed Councillor Whyte, what put the wave in your hair? You never used to have a wave in your hair. Too many meetings? Too many meetings. Do that.
Councillor Bob.
Thank you, Mayor Jacobson. You've probably all seen in Star Times, if you read it, about the watershed, all the programs that are being handled there. So some of the new ones this year are livestock portable windbreaks. To explain that a little bit, when they make windbreaks for livestock, they usually pound posts in the ground, and then that's where the cattle stay every winter, and it kind of ruins the ground. So this way, portable ones can be moved from year to year, and the soil gets a chance to come back. So that's one thing. We're also going to be looking at helping people out there drilling wells for their houses. We call it house water, not potable water. So there's no guarantees. It'll be a 1 per base unit, whatever the board will decide. Also, wells for livestock, like we do a lot of solar stuff, so we can actually, the pumps nowadays with the solar can pump from up to 200 feet down and be out in the middle of pasture. Good to go, yeah. So also this year, there's gonna be 6,500 more trees planted in the valley through the watershed has sold that many trees, so, and also there's gonna be $1.8 million in the valley sent to the watershed. I've also been working on, they call it facts for the airport. I'm trying to compile a bunch of information to have an airport committee meeting, and I'll share that with you when I get more doing, as in landing fees, fire blocks, and different issues that we've been looking at. So I've been looking at the price of maintaining the airport as it is now, since we have medical flights coming in and out all the time, so it is adding up. So it's something that the airport commission will be dealing with in the future. And just one last comment, that is enough snow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
Councillor McKenzie had his hand up there, did he?
Yeah, I'll let him go after you're done.
I had a question for Councillor Bobick on the airport. Is it landing fees, are they common at other airports?
Dauphin has, Paw has, Brandon has it.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, just a few things. As his worship was away, I covered for his worship while he was away on vacation for the last couple weeks. Last week, we had our regular Powell meeting where we tackled the 2026 budget. So thank you to administration for doing the bulwark on getting that done. And now it's in council's hands basically for deliberating the tweaks before we have our presentation to the public on that. So I also attended the medical services meeting that Councillor Duane Whyte had mentioned. So throughout that meeting, in addition to what he had already presented, the committee has chosen the municipality of Mountain to be the treasurer for the committee, and there will be an RFP to the 4 municipalities for secretary services coming out shortly to look after that bulwark. Okay. As Councillor Duane Whyte had mentioned, we got notification from PMH that 2 new international doctors will be beginning practice here in the fall, either August or September. So that's good work on the relationship that we have with PMH and the physician recruitment side on there. I also got an email from our friend at PMH in the recruitment, Tamara, regarding some students that have specifically requested the come home for the summer program. So it's like there's 2 students that we've hosted in the 2 rig processes that we've had, and have selected Swan River as their choice and primary choice to come and do that program, home for the summer program, because of what they experienced in the rig and the tours and the positions that they want here. So so we're starting, it's only about a year and a half that we've started with that program, and we're already seeing the fruits of it by the med students wanting to come and do additional training in the valley as compared to more urban centers. So yeah, so that's basically all I had so far.
Okay, thank you. For myself, as it was said earlier, that I have been on holidays for a little while, so I do thank the Deputy Mayor for taking on some of the roles and responsibilities that I couldn't fulfill while I was on holidays. However, since I've been back, I've had a few meetings, but one in particular for in this part of the meeting. We had our vet board meeting last night, and the vet board has hired their secretary treasurer. We have a new secretary treasurer that's hired that will be taking on her new role here in the next little bit, and helping with that will be the CFO Gnida in that transition. And we do thank the town of Swan River and CFO Gnida for helping the vet board get through the last few years and doing our financials. And speaking of financials, our 2025 financials are complete, and council will see those probably in the next meeting, but we have completed that. And of course, that's on Mr. Gnida's hard work that he does, and the financials are in good shape, and we thank him for that as well. And the vet board also is working on a new renovation this summer. The building is starting to see some issues with its age and all that, so we have to spend some money to do some renovations to the vet building. Other than that, that's it from me until I have my privilege. 8.1. Be it resolved that Darren Harvey, Director of Public Works, is appointed to act in the capacity of Chief Administrative Officer from Friday, March the 6th, 2026 to Friday, March the 20th, 2026 inclusive, and shall assume all responsibilities and authorities of the position during that period. Moved by Councillor Duane Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.1. Be it resolved the following accounts be received. Payroll accounts, checks number P5616.
Did you miss 9.1?
9.1.
Did we miss 9.1?
I did. Thank you. 9.1. Maybe because I didn't want to read this long resolution, maybe, I don't know. Whereas council received and reviewed a decision report dated February the 18th, 2026 from the Chief Administrative Officer recommending the purchase of a 2023 Dodge Ram 1500 as the highest ranked proposal resulting from the procurement process. And whereas council approved the purchase of the identified vehicle from Redline Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Limited in the amount of $48,488.28, and whereas the dealership subsequently sold the identified vehicle prior to receiving notification of council's approval, and whereas the dealership has addressed the matter by offering a replacement 2023 Dodge Ram 1500 with equivalent specifications, lower mileage, and a reduced price. And whereas the vehicle being offered was inspected to the satisfaction of the Bylaw Services and Public Works team, including a certified mechanic, and all support the purchase. Be it resolved, the town of Swan will proceed with the purchase of the replacement of the 2023 Dodge Ram 1500 from Redline Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Limited. Moved by Councillor Duane Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any further discussion? Councillor Bobick.
Can I ask the difference?
It's $3,930.09
Go ahead.
less price.
Very good.
Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
Okay, yeah, that was the question I was gonna ask. So based on that, I would suggest we make, I move that we make a motion to include that price inside the resolution, similar to the original resolution.
You want to make an amendment?
That's correct, to include the new price. So, be the third paragraph from the bottom, at a reduced price of whatever the math is for that total, and whereas, so it would be the 48,488 minus that 3,900 and some.
Yeah, we could add that in at the reduced price of,
44,000, Darren, can you hear me, Director Harvey? $44,558.19.
so, is that?
Sorry,
what
I'm just switching between teams and that. So, and at a reduced price of $44,558.19.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I need a mover, sorry, the Deputy Mayor Moriaux is moving to have the amendment. I need a seconder to the amendment. That's Councillor McKenzie. All in favor of the amendment? Yeah, you abstain? Okay, we have one abstain. Okay, it's carried. So now when you have that done, I will then read the new resolution. Not the whole thing. I'm gonna read the whereas the dealership has addressed the matter by offering a replacement 2023 Dodge Ram 1500 with equivalent specifications, lower mileage, and at a reduced price of $44,558.19. Everything else is the same. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.1. Be it resolved that the following accounts be received. Payroll accounts checks number P5616 to P5618 and direct deposit payments totaling $121,115.89 as listed on Schedule A, and direct deposit payments totaling $26,807.85 as listed on Schedule B. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? Councillor Bobick.
Check number 33663, United Rentals of Canada, $8,960. Genie lift purchase for recreation facilities. Is that a purchase or a rental?
That's the next resolution.
Oh, you're on the wrong resolution.
Pardon?
You're on the wrong,
Oh, sorry.
wrong.
Sorry.
Do you have anything on this
No.
resolution? Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10-2. Be it resolved that the following accounts be approved for payment. General accounts checks number 33633 to number 33664, totaling $47,767.34 is listed on Schedule A. Direct deposit payments totaling $2,183.22 is listed on Schedule B. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Duane Whyte. Discussion. Now, Councillor Bobick.
Same question.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, check number 33663, United Rentals of Canada, $8,960. A Genie lift purchase for recreation facilities. The question is it a purchase or is it a rental?
Go ahead.
It's a purchase, Your Worship. It cost us $3,000 to rent it, as we're aware there's no rental agency in town. Went through canoe procurement, so we did the procurement rules right. Business decision to spend that money, so we have our own lift for both facilities, operational expense, and we don't have to rent anymore.
Very good, thank you.
Okay. Further discussion on the resolution? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.3. Be it resolved that the unpaid utility accounts listed on Schedule A totaling $836.19 be added to the corresponding property tax rolls, and notice be sent to each property owner detailing the amount being added to the taxes and advising that interest will accrue on the said amounts in the same manner as for unpaid property taxes, effective April the 1st, 2026. Moved by Councillor Duane Whyte, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion? Councillor Ainslie Whyte.
These are just really old, it seems, so were these just probably forgotten about? Is this a common thing? No? This is like I'm assuming it's just at tax time type of thing that is reviewed, and then do you just dump whatever's left over onto people's put it onto their taxes?
It's time of process, but go ahead.
Well, I'm dumbing it down for myself, but.
So it's actually the only legal means of us collecting unpaid bills for utilities. It'd be like if we went and did some sewer work in somebody's yard and give them the bill and they don't pay it. The Municipal Act allows us to actually add it onto the taxes. This is just a mere formality to let council weigh in and certainly inform that that's what we intend to do. And then we
I think the question more was how, like the time period for it to go to this stage. How long does it, because I think there is a process and time to get from when it goes into arrears and then it comes to this stage where it's going to taxes. Is that what you're asking?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll defer to CFO Gnida. I don't know if we have an internal policy, but certainly it's a process we can take as soon as they don't pay the bill. CFO Gnida, do we have a strict guideline that you follow for that?
No, like I review the list of accounts periodically, and if I see something that hasn't been paid in a long time, then I'll prepare a resolution for council to add it to taxes. But with utilities specifically, the utilities department has things they can do, like they could shut somebody's water off or keep hounding them to pay, or. But when I see payment isn't coming for a long time, then I make a resolution for council to add it to taxes.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 11.1. Whereas council has received and reviewed the chief administrative officer's change report pertaining to the proposed bylaw 2025, and whereas the CAO's change report recommends minor amendments to the bylaw for clarity, accuracy, and administrative completeness, and whereas council wishes to incorporate the recommended amendments into the bylaw, be it resolved that the previously read bylaw 2025 be amended as recommended in the CAO's change report, and that the bylaw as amended be read a second time. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Deputy Mayor Moriaux. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 11.2. Be it resolved that bylaw 18/2024 being a bylaw of the town of Swan to cancel authorized borrowing authority be read a second time. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Ainslie Whyte. Any discussion?
So long, please.
Pardon?
Explain, please.
Go ahead.
There was a bylaw before to borrow $900,000 to buy a pumper truck.
Okay.
Once you have a borrowing bylaw, to cancel it, you have to get municipal board approval. Absolute bureaucracy at its finest. So we had to send first reading to municipal board, for them to approve it. Now it has to go second and third reading, sent back to them so you can cancel the bylaw if they want to.
Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
No, that was the question. I was just trying to go through my head which bylaw we're canceling here and what we found out alternate sources for.
Right.
That Tewnion's absolutely right. Absolute bureaucracy on that point.
Yeah. Okay. All in favor? It's carried. Members' privilege. Deputy Mayor Moriaux.
I guess really not a whole lot for me. I hope you guys are a lot warmer than I am up here. It's pretty sporty, so, yeah, so I guess the only thing I can just say is, I'm excited to hopefully, be part of an announcement coming up, shortly, right now it's all in the wraps, and I will, hopefully, be making that announcement with another party here in the next little while, so it's a good news story for, the valley. So.
All right, well, keep us hanging over the cliff anyway.
Oh, I'm sitting on my hands here, so.
I could tell. Thank you, though. Councillor Bobick.
Thank you, Mayor Jacobson. When we go through the director's reports here, you'll notice that there isn't too many questions, and that the reason for that is that they do such a great job on the reports that nobody has any questions. But at the same time, I'm also wondering if that shouldn't be read out so the general public can hear on the thing. So I would like to put that on a Powell meeting. If I could. With that, I had another great idea today.
What was your first book?
Right for a Reason, been starting to sell tickets right away, so I'm gonna be bringing some here next week. So I would tell you in advance to bring some cash. My great idea was that if every councillor, we all went together and bought some books of tickets, and we put Town of Swan River. And if it happened that Town of Swan River won the thing, we could donate it back to the town to ride for a reason. So keep that in mind for next week, so I will
That's a
be
good idea.
be promoting that for you. I'm really glad to hear about the GIS coming April 1st, that's great news. Hopefully it all works out. So, with the internet, I was told I need to brag more about my grandchildren, so now that's what I'm gonna do. So my granddaughter plays with the Paw Husky all-girls U13 team. They won provincials this weekend. So in her goalie experience in this year, she's got 14 shutouts. That weekend, they played 5 games. She had 3 shutouts, or pardon me, 4 games. She had 3 shutouts and only let 1 goal in the other. So they're doing, congratulations to them. Also tonight is the Swan Valley Tigers, who are in first place in Manitoba, are playing off in Robin tonight for their 2nd game for provincials. They won their game against Robin on the weekend here, so all the best to them. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Councillor McKenzie.
First, to congratulate Councillor Bobick. I played goal for probably 30 years, and in that year I had 3 shutouts. So
Well, it wasn't me, so.
I'm sorry I missed the Cal meeting. I had another engagement, but I looked at the financials and thanked the staff for the work of the financials. One thing I would like to bring up for discussion at the Cal, if we're going to move forward with an economic development officer, we're going to have to put some money in the financial statement for that economic development officer. That's it, thank you.
That's it, okay. Councillor Powell.
No, not too much, just, as Councillor Bobick said, we have a lot of snow. But with that, I have to say, driving back into town last week sometime, and seeing the amount of snowmobile traffic that comes into our community was huge. And then passing through in town and just seeing how many people, I actually had to call my husband and say, why is there so many people? Like, what is going on? Is there something going on somewhere? This is for people in the city, for people in the north, or in the south, or all around us. This is a key place to come and snowmobile right now. And they say that our trails are some of the best by any, unless you go out west. So yeah, so just a huge, to the snowmobile clubs that have both groomed both sides, they say, are really well. I guess the other huge thing is there is so much snow, but our streets are by far amazing in the town of Swan River. Just driving early this morning, that everybody's out and like the streets are being cleared. Like we must have. You try, and I've said it over and over. You drive to any other communities around us, and a lot of that doesn't get done. So just a big thanks to the town for making sure. I know that I've heard lots of great things on that. Heard lots of things about the pool. Lots of people, me, but you try to explain that we're doing this for the community and for people to enjoy, and I think everybody's excited about seeing what's happening with the pool. So, but yeah, that's about it.
Good. On the snow removal, I was speaking with a ratepayer last week, and they were telling me that their area where they live is down the river flats, not very far from where Councillor Ainslie Whyte lives. And he was telling me that area has been cleaned the best in all the years that he's lived in that home. He's just simply done an outstanding job. So you're right.
Just one other little comment. I would just like to acknowledge your beautiful swatch there.
Oh, thank you.
And
This is a prototype.
I will ask for royalties at some point. No, just
Of
kidding.
course.
All good.
Thank you. Councillor Duane Whyte.
So many wonderful things. I just read Facebook and everything's falling apart, and I hear of all these wonderful things. And in no particular order, at our housing seminar on last week, the members asked me to contact a friend of the mayor's, Mr. Murphy, the mayor of PAW, So I phoned him and they wanted information on the community constable. He's an interesting individual to chat with, quite frank, speaks his mind, and he's going to send myself, which I'll share with you guys, of course, the good, the bad, and the ugly about the community constables. We're looking forward to that. The student council rep, I know that's on the mayor's list. I think it's something that's sort of like the EDO. Phone call to Jackie, say, Ms. Bedinsky, to say, hey, we've got a short period, we're only 3 months, whatever it is, till spring. I think having the perspective of youth with us is a pretty significant thing. The ones we had in the past were awesome. Our fish dinner is a go. We'll be doing it in the spring again. I don't know, 30th dinner. Raise a lot of money. All that money stays right here. It's a big economic development issue for our town. I hope it's related. Don Stickatelli, the icon of fish in the parkland, passed away recently, and there was over 700 people at his funeral. And he's vital in intermountain sport fishing and Swan Valley sport fishing. He did a lot of work with us. And from an economic development perspective, the people that come to this part of Manitoba will fish sticky, as he would like to be called, would be, he's happy knowing that happened. I want to thank Kristen Immiker. Kristen is one of those volunteers in our community that does a lot of what he talks about. She's organized a coaches clinic for basketball. On the weekends, it's 70+ participants, people from all over our area, and she's also now in the process of organizing a baseball one. So these volunteer people in our community make things better for our youth. I just can't say enough. I wanted to thank Danielle Gordon-Broome. She got away on us. I see she's liaising with the Lions again on some input into what's happening in our parks. So reaching out to the Lions, and I'm sure it's a reciprocal thing. I'm sure they're reaching to her also. The snowmobile clubs, our hotels are full. Our gas stations, last year they ran out of gas one time, they ran out of #1 gas. The commitment of the valley to build those halfway houses throughout is unbelievable. And I fully concur with Mr. McKenzie. We need an economic development officer. What are we losing by not doing? I'm quite concerned about that. I think we have to get off our butts and do that. So lots of good things happening, a lot of wonderful volunteers, and thank you to all of you.
All right, thank you, Councillor Duane Whyte. Just on the student representative on council, we were successful having one join our team 2 years ago. The school division, I speak with Medinsky Arp each year, the fall, and I ask her whenever they can have a student that will stand up and come forward. And unfortunately, the last 2 years, we've had none that have actually said that they would like to take part in our meetings. So hopefully, maybe someday there will be, but we're reaching out to them and waiting for maybe somebody that will. Councillor Ainslie Whyte.
I wanted to thank Councillor Duane Whyte and Deputy Mayor Moriaux for, I got a lot of information provided for me across the board about not just protection services and our role there, but just the function of the committee and some nuances and things, and I did a lot of learning, so I am very thankful for that. And I wanted to give kudos to Deputy Mayor Moriaux, because he had big shoes to fill while you were away, and in my opinion, it was great. Yeah, it was great. Pardon? And outside, and then I also wanted to say, like, the whole budget discussion was awesome. I thought it was really good. I was really tired by the end of it. So I was really tired by the end of it. So but I did want to make mention that I just thought we did a great job as a group being nitpicky, and I thought we did a good job of really dialing it in, and then furthermore requesting the edits. And then the very next day, CAO Tewnion was providing edits and different ways that that we could do the changes that we had discussed. So I just, from a first-timer's perspective, I was just really impressed. I was really impressed at the professionalism and how it all went down. I would have been concerned had we been done in 45 minutes. I would have been really concerned, so that was just awesome.
And we're
That's
not done yet.
it. No, I know, but for the first reading,
Yeah.
like, you know, it wasn't, yeah, so that's it for me.
And that's good that, you know, you give that perspective, because often, you know, people have their first, you know, taste of a municipal budget, and they're going, oh God, what are they even talking about, you know, and there's so much, and they often will tune out of it too, so, you know, it's good that you give us that feedback, that's pretty good. All right, CFO Gnida.
Nothing to report.
Director Harvey.
There's gymnastic meets coming up. There's a home meet in Swan River, and then one in Yorkton and one in Regina. And it's cool to see what those kids can do with the help of their coaches and the advancements they make. And then I was at Thunderhill today with a school group, and I was helping out with the ski lessons, and this is the first time I was able to do that, but all the people that do the ski lessons there are volunteers, and there's volunteer staff helping out during weekdays, because most of their staff are students, so kudos to all those volunteers that put in lots of hours, and it was cool to see the improvement in the kids just throughout the day with a little bit of instruction how quickly they can pick it up.
Thank you. CO Tewnion.
Nothing for me tonight, Your Worship.
Okay, thank you. For me, since I've been back last week, I had an opportunity, I was invited to attend the Cole Swan River South School, and since it was I Love to Read month, I was able to read to the kindergarten in grade 2, 3, 4, and 5s from the French immersion program, so that was kind of a lot of fun. Yes, I can read. No, it wasn't in French.
Oh.
And I read the book called Sour Grapes, and I have to say that there was no sour grapes in that room. They're all pretty happy kids, but I don't think they're really interested in the book. They want to know about me, and they're asking questions about Mr. Harvey. So Mr. Harvey had some fans in that classroom as well. Last month, I didn't report this, but I was on my AMM Parkland district tour with the executive. And one of the things, we talked about a lot of different things. It was interesting to hear some of the municipalities that have a mix of rural and urban. And they were talking about taxation and how farmland is paying a lot of the taxation on their budgets and services. And how that's changing so much, and how they're asking the province to change the way that portion assessment can be, because some municipalities are saying that some homeowners have never seen an increase in their taxes for several years, and some of them actually have seen decreases, and because of the balance of the farmland situation. So it's interesting to hear that. The other one that I found very interesting, and we've talked about this around the table, I think maybe about 10 years ago, and that's radon gas. And this is something that the AMM, the City of Dauphin, they're trying to get the province to take a little bit more responsibility of this and take this a little bit more seriously. Dauphin has some of the highest tests of radon in the province. And so they actually have bought kits for their residents. They buy so many per year, and it's kind of first come, first served. And I started thinking to myself, you know, like we have older homes in Swan River too, and maybe this is something that we need to kind of talk about as well, our council, and to make sure that we're getting into this and supporting this initiative with radon gas. So I think that maybe that's something that we can talk about as maybe budget, or hear a little bit more about it. I know that Ken Patrick used to do the testing for Swan River, and so I'll try to reach out to him the next little bit just to see if he's still doing that, and then maybe if something that we can start taking a little bit more seriously. If you all remember, a couple years ago, we have a fellow in Swan River. His name is Daryl May, and Daryl on 10th Avenue North. he always does a snow sculpture in his front yard. And a few years ago, I approached him and I said, man, it would be really nice if we could have one in Swan River at our entrance of the town. And so we kind of talked about it, and it's a lot of work, and so I sponsored him personally to do that, and the town of Swan River offered equipment to get his mold and everything packed and filled and all that. So this past fall, him and I were talking again, and I said, hey, you know, this would be a great year if we can do this again. So anyway, he said, well, we have to come up with some money to pay for his time. So we looked for some sponsors, and we had the Kinsman with the Lions, the Co-op, the Albert Chartrand Friendship Center, my store, The Brick, and of course Councillor Bobick, Councillor Powell, and myself again supporting this initiative. And Daryl is, I think it's done. I think his sculpture will be done by the end of this week. But if you are coming into town on Highway 83, where the big 83 sign is, you'll see a snow sculpture of a fish that signifies all the fishing that we have and the bountiful fishing in the Swan Valley. So it's a great artist. We're so lucky to have this guy here, and I just love the fact that we could have that snow sculpture to have a little bit of positive in our community. And then lastly, today I had a chance to chat with Deputy Minister Clausen from MTI. This is the same thing that will happen last year. If you're traveling, I think it's on 2nd Street North, and you're going east to 4th Avenue North, you look down towards the bridge, the MTI leaves the snow up on the bridge side, and you cannot see down that. If there's southbound traffic coming up the bridge, you cannot see them at all. So anyway, I reached out to him today and asked if something could be done about that. And I know that our administration also did the same thing with our liaison. And I think we did get some feedback that they're going to work something into their snow removal, and hopefully they do that sooner than later, because you certainly don't want to see any accidents at that intersection because of that sight line. That's it. Well, and besides that, I'm happy to be back. The holiday wasn't long enough, and no, nobody took me for ransom or anything like that when I was down there, and everything was all safe and we're all fine.
You can say something.
That's probably best. 14. Be it resolved that pursuant to sections 152.3 of the Municipal Act, Council go into committee and close the meeting to the public. We are going to be discussing shared services. What was doing here? I missed this here. Water services agreement, fire board agreement. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Ainslie Whyte. All in favor? It's carried. We're in camera. There's no items that are rising out of camera. Be it resolved, this regular meeting of the council be now adjourned at 9:08 p.m. Moved by Councillor McKenzie, seconded by Councillor Bobick. All in favor? It's carried. We're adjourned. Thank you.